Breaking news from the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have just made a huge move, and it's going to change the course of their future. A quarterback, Geno Smith, has officially signed an extension, and we need to talk about why this is such a big deal. This contract, it's a game-changer. The Raiders made a smart decision that could set them up for success in the coming years. Now, when you look at any NFL team, one of the most important things is the quarterback's contract. It has a massive impact on a team's cap space, and overall performance for the Raiders, locking in Geno Smith for the next 2 years, is a fantastic move. According to insider Jordan Schultz, the Raiders and Geno have agreed on a 2-year contract worth $85.5 million with $66.5 million. Guaranteed? That's right, Geno is set for a big payday. With this deal, it's clear the Raiders are betting on Geno for the long run. Before we dive deeper, let's talk about the numbers. The $85.5 million covers the next 2 years. But there's more to it. Geno is already under contract for this year, which will count $31 million against the cap. The new extension kicks in for 2026 and 2027, bringing the total value of the deal to $116 million over 3 years. That's a phenomenal contract. And honestly, the Raiders may have come out ahead here at just $42.75 million per year. They're getting a top-tier quarterback for a price that could be considered a bargain. Before we dive even deeper into the breakdown, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss the latest updates. Let's move on to the exciting details of this deal. Geno Smith's contract is looking like a brilliant move for the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's break it down. For the first year, Geno is already on the books for $31 million. And if we look at the total over the next 3 years, he'll average about $38.3 million annually. What's really interesting is that Geno is making less than some quarterbacks, but this deal puts him in a good spot. In fact, only 15 quarterbacks are getting paid more than him. And here's the kicker. Geno will be making more than Derek Carr, who's currently getting $37.5 million. When you look around the league, you see a lot of quarterbacks with massive contracts that are actually hurting their teams. Take Kirk Cousins, for example. He's getting $45 million, but will be on the bench this year. Deshaun Watson is getting $46 million, and there's talk of him being replaced soon. Kyler Murray and Jared Goff are both at $46 million, while Tua Tagovailoa is getting $53 million per year. And don't even get me started on Dak Prescott's $60 million contract. These are all examples of bad value, and you can bet those teams will struggle moving forward. But here's where the Raiders really shine. Teams that lock in quarterbacks like Geno Smith on a deal around $35 to $38 million are in a better position to succeed. Why? Because a lower contract means more money to build the rest of the team. Take Patrick Mahomes, for instance. He's the best quarterback in the NFL, and the Chiefs are always in the Super Bowl. Why? Because Mahomes takes less money. $45 million a year, which is still less than what he could command. That's how a team stays competitive. The Raiders made a smart move here by locking Geno Smith in at $38 million per year. They've positioned themselves for success in the future. It's a move that could help push them to the next level. Looking back at the last couple of years, the Raiders were at a crossroads with Derek Carr. It was clear that moving on from him was the right choice, but the bigger mistake was not securing a solid replacement. Instead, they went with a mix of quarterbacks like Jimmy Garoppolo, Gardner Minshew, and Aidan O'Connell guys, who hadn't proven much. Sure, you could argue that with the right coaching staff like Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay, those quarterbacks could have thrived. But that wasn't the case for the Raiders. The real issue wasn't moving on from Derek Carr. It was the decision to go with quarterbacks who weren't quite up to the task. Now the Raiders are looking to Geno Smith, and while some may view him as a short-term solution due to his age, he's 35. His performance on the field speaks for itself. Geno's tape is much stronger than what we saw from Garoppolo, McChew, or O'Connell. Unlike those other quarterbacks who each have limitations, Geno Smith has shown he can be a solid starting QB. If the Raiders continue to build the right system around him, he could really shine. This isn't the same as trying to make things work with a stopgap option. Geno Smith has the tools to lead this team, and at $38 million per year, making him the 16th highest paid quarterback in the league. This deal is a steal for the Raiders in today's NFL. It seems like every quarterback is aiming for a top-tier contract, even if they don't quite deserve it. Take Jared Goff, for example. He's the 7th highest paid quarterback at $53 million a year. But realistically, he's one of the bottom quarterbacks in the league. Goff has a terrible record.